morning, my darlings. Welcome to a new vlog. It's going to be a very busy and exciting day at the house today. We've got a very exciting guest staying at one of our Strawtop Cottages this weekend who founded one of our favourite brands. So we have got Sarah, who is the creator of Citizens of Soil, our favourite olive oil brand, popping over for lunch later on today with Camilla, who also works at Citizens of Soil. So the plan for today is to have a lovely barbecue lunch, and I thought we would also quiz Sarah on a few olive oil facts, learn a little bit more about the brand, do some olive oil tasting, and Charlie is going to prepare a scrumptious barbecue lunch for us. It's going to be really lovely. We've also got Jake here today filming some cooking bits for Charlie, so I think what I might do is film a really nice chat with Sarah and share it with you guys. If you are passionate about cooking, if you're passionate about incredible quality ingredients, then hopefully it should be really interesting. Just getting everything set up. Whenever we have a shoot day, I like to kind of get everything laid out, ready to go. So I've got some glasses here to do a little bit of olive oil tasting. I've got the Ninja Crispy out because I would like to turn my kitchen garden risotto, which I made again a couple of days ago, into arancini balls. So here is what we need for the arancini balls. Got some breadcrumb, which I blitzed up earlier, eggs, flour, parmesan, and I'm going to be spraying the arancini balls with the Greek Citizens of Soil olive oil, which I'm going to decant into this. This will hopefully be out as a reel and a YouTube short by the time this video goes live. And then I've got a selection of olive oils here that we're going to take into the greenhouse, I think, to do a little tasting. We've got their Tuscan olive oil, we've got another Greek, and then these are the pouches that Charlie and I, it's amazing, we started, I can't remember where we first heard of Citizens of Soil, but I very much was a customer of Citizens of Soil for a good few months, and then I think it was when I featured the brand in our Christmas gift guide a year, was it last year or the year before? That's when they actually got in touch, and yeah, we've been kind of working together a little bit ever since then, which is so lovely. We absolutely love the brand. So we get these pouches on, I think we get them fortnightly as a subscription. It's extra virgin cold pressed olive oil from independent producers. I won't say too much because I'm sure you'd rather hear it from the actual founder of the brand. But such a great gift idea. And I believe Josie 10 is a discount code that we've got for Citizens of Soil. So there you go. If you want to sign up, that's the code that you need. So I'm in charge of pudding, and I've just started churning my rhubarb and strawberry ice cream. I'm actually going to put a dash of olive oil in here as well as a little bit of a secret ingredient because I feel like that'll make it extra smooth. Here in the greenhouse we've got Sarah, who created one of our favourite brands, Citizens of Soil.
We started the business actually because we had these really good family friends in Crete. Oh. So we were already going there sometimes like twice a year, already during harvest. My husband and I had a background in food and drink, and so we were bringing after harvest like these big containers in our suitcase, which is totally something you should not do because it definitely could destroy other people's luggage. But we'd bring these big cases back. This was happening for a couple of years, and then at this point I started working in sustainability, and so I was really getting interested in like particularly what we call the first mile, the farmers doing all the work at the start of our food system and all the quality that they can put into it, but like how often they're not paid enough to like really invest in that quality. We can get into how you can produce a high quality oil, but one of the ways is to usually harvest a bit earlier in the season when the olives are still green on the trees. This gives you less oil, but a higher grade from a flavor perspective, from just a pure quality perspective of how long it'll last on the shelf, and also from a nutrient perspective.
Yeah, as Tim Spector would say, polyphenols.
Polyphenols.
Because they're much greener and more vibrant.
The earlier you harvest, the more polyphenols you'll get. So they're doing all this, but they're not being rewarded because they're not commercial, they're not exporters, they're not sales and marketing types. I am. I've worked, I'm a career marketer, come up through agencies and done this. So I thought, let me get you a fair price for this. You can't have a livelihood off of what you're making, even though you're making something. I remember I sent that first batch off to Great Taste and it like took 2 stars. And I'm like, you're making something that is a wonderful product, but you're not being rewarded for that. So let me properly
give you a platform.
Yeah.
So the first year was kind of an experiment with them. Like, okay, if we pay you, triple the commodity price, which is a very unfair price as it was. If we pay you above this market price, what can you do? And then the next year we came back and they had added other plants. They had added more biodiversity. They had shown us what they could do to their land. And we realized this was a model that was really exciting because there was going to be other farmers like that who are making something really high quality and we could reward and incentivize them. And again, it's not like they're like flush with cash now. Like literally a lot of these farmers still have multiple jobs and
it's a way of life, isn't it? That's what we've learned living out here. And I think until you live in the countryside or you see it for yourself, it's hard to understand. I think that people think farmers have a lot of land, which obviously has a value, but it's a bit like people that run pubs, right? They live above the pub. The pub actually doesn't often make them an income, but they're able to live above a pub in a nice location, and that kind of justifies the way of living. And it's kind of literally working every day just to pay the bills. And farming's no different to that.
Well, I feel like we should try some of the olive oils, do a little tasting.
So we have a range of olive oils. We have what we call like our core range, which we have a Spanish and a Greek, and this is kind of where we started. And these, I think, are more of the crowd pleasers. I think I was saying that earlier, that they aren't too strong or too bitter, not too delicate. They kind of fit in this like happy medium. But I do want to show you kind of things on either side of that. So we'll start actually with one from our olive oil club. What you'll do actually is you're going to put your hand over the top and you're going to kind of twist it like this around. The reason you do this is you're trying to actually warm up the oil a little bit. So whenever you taste an extra virgin olive oil, whenever you get a new olive oil, you want to understand what it actually tastes like and smells like. And a lot of that is going to come through the aromas that come out whenever you slightly heat it up. So whenever you heat it up, it's actually the polyphenols that give a lot of the aromatics and give a lot of the flavor. What's so special about the polyphenols that we have in food is they often give taste indicators. So you can tell, you can try a carrot, a plain carrot from a supermarket and a carrot from a farmer, and you can tell the difference because of the flavor. And that's a lot of the nutrition. Same goes for olive oil. So whenever you heat it up, this just kind of brings
it smells a lot stronger already.
Yeah, and you can put your nose.
Oh my gosh, that just takes me straight away to
this
a
does
restaurant.
Take me to, so this is from
in the sun.
This
So
is
the
not
first
from
oil
Greece, but this one
So the first oil is from our farmers in Spain. So again, every month is a different oil. It's a different feature from a different place because there's different aromas that you get from oil. There's different sensations that it has. And so we want to show people like a range. This one comes from an incredible duo. It's called Juan and Carolina. The next thing you're going to do is going to take a sip and actually, if you can make this noise, opening your mouth, aerating it. This is so the oil splashes across the palate. It's going to give sensations. So extra virgin olive oil has quite a few sensations that come with it. There is a bitterness and astringency on your palate that almost feels like a slight sharpness. And there's also this pepperiness that's on the back of throat. Those are both indicators of the polyphenols. So again, when you're looking for a quality olive oil, even if it's just for flavor and you don't care about nutrition, you need to look for this holy trinity of three things. One, the smell needs to smell like plants, like fruit. I call it like the smell of life. It can have grassy aromas. It can have an oil like this, could have almost like apple notes to it, fresh cut grass. Sometimes you can get the smell of like almonds. On the palate, that sharpness, that astringency, again, it can be really strong or really light. So we'll get over to the Tuscan, which is going to give us really strong notes. But this one has just a pinch of like pepper at the end and a really light, you might not even feel quite the bitterness. You might just feel like a heaviness on the palate. So we'll go to the next one to give you potentially a little bit more of a hit of pepper. This is the Greek one that we're moving over to.
So we have this on our potatoes that are currently roasting.
This one also can have a bit of a delicate profile that putting on something like ice cream or chocolate mousse, it actually can really work.
We're going to try that later.
But let's do again, let's put our nose in. This glass is a little bit taller, but you should be able to get grassiness
as well.
Yeah. So this comes from two varieties. Again, one of the larger varieties in Greece called 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. So 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 is this beautiful olive that has high polyphenols, just almost always. It has a bit more bitterness. It always has a little pepperiness, but I like it because it has grassy and sometimes like tomato vine notes. And this one actually has a little bit of apple. I'll take the sip with you.
Like how noticeably different that is.
Yeah.
Like that is massively different.
Yeah, totally different from the first one. If you're buying nice olive oils in your local shop, your deli, them giving you indicators. I mean, the most important thing is, of course, to make sure it's in a dark container, something that blocks out light. Yeah. If you're not going to use it very quickly, then don't get a huge tin.
And this cold pressed is a big thing, right? Am I right?
So legally, all extra virgin olive oil in Europe is technically cold pressed. So it's a redundant term.
Let's try the third olive oil,
Let's jump into the last one here. So this one, we're gonna hop over to Tuscany now. This is gonna be our strongest one. I don't know if you've had a chance to taste it yet. So again, nose going in, you're gonna get like chicory notes. You're gonna get almost like rocket or artichoke.
Oh, I definitely get rocket.
It's got that a little bit more like freshness mixed with the when you talking when you consumed it. It's really
it is actually quite shocking to me how different all three are.
Do you feel that on your palate? It is astringent. It is really sharp. So the thing about bitter, that sensation that feels like a sharpness on your palate that we get from coffee, dark chocolate, sometimes tea, Negronis even. If you think of aperitivo hour, where you're having things that open up your palate, that's what bitterness does. It helps elevate all the flavors. So while it's maybe not be really lovely to have on its own, if you have this in food, it's literally opening. That sensation that you're feeling is your palate being open, so all the other flavors you have after are going to be more enjoyable.
Well, my mouth is watering, and I think that Charlie's got the barbecue on, so I feel like we should maybe start cooking. What do you think?
Let's go and get something to eat.
Thanks.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
My goodness, I feel like I have just learned so much from Sarah. She is so knowledgeable about olive oil. I didn't realise she was actually an olive oil sommelier. I think we just captured how much footage, Jake? Nearly an hour?
I think it was an hour talking, It was really interesting.
My goodness. So what you guys just saw was a snippet of everything that we spoke about. Maybe we'll put the full chat on Charlie's YouTube channel. Wherever it ends up, I'll leave it linked down below, because if you found that interesting and want to hear more, then yeah, definitely check out the full video. But now, the next thing that Jake and I need to film in the greenhouse is the kitchen garden arancini balls. So we've got a beautiful little setup here. I don't think I've cooked in the greenhouse before. Not sure, we've not filmed any cooking in here, have we?
I definitely haven't, no.
No, but don't worry, the table is nice and clean, and yeah, my tummy is already rumbling thinking about these. Here's our little setup, and Sarah recommended the Greek olive oil, which I'm going to pop in the little mister before we air fry. So let's get cracking. So we filmed making 3 arancini balls. Now I'm just going to do the rest off camera. I cannot wait to eat these. They look so delicious. So this is our kitchen garden risotto, and I made another batch the other day. It actually works really well with day-old or 2-day-old risotto. And then you've got the stations. So first of all, you dip in plain flour, then egg yolk, and then herby breadcrumbs. And what I'm going to do is put some of the Greek olive oil into a little mister, give them a spritz, and then I don't know if anyone has ever air fried in a greenhouse before, but luckily I have got electricity down here. So we're going to air fry them up, and this should be the most, we don't need you on just yet, keen little air fryer. Oh, it's just going to be such a lovely starter while Charlie gets cracking on the côte de boeuf. Okay, so obviously I want you guys to check out the reel for the full instructions, but I'll show you briefly how we do it. Taking kind of a large golf ball, or a little orange, arancini means little orange, size of risotto, making it into a nice little ball, and then I'm creating a little dent with my thumb, taking a pinch of the mozzarella, popping it in there, squeezing it closed, and then we go flour, egg yolk, breadcrumbs. It is a messy process, but it's worth it. The girls have created a new delicacy. What are we calling this, Camilla?
Arancini smash.
Arancini smash. This is the less photogenic because this is round 2, but we've just drizzled the olive oil on it.
If not maybe more.
And which oil did you pop in this one?
The Greek one, I think.
We're loving the Greek, aren't we?
So versatile.
So good.
Versatile.
Oh, okay, let's dig in.
Now putting the olive oil to the test, and we've got some lovely new potatoes that are in season that are in the oven, and we've used the Greek olive oil for that, and we're roasting them with just some nice garlic cloves, and then we'll get some rosemary from the garden. And then my go-to for a simple and easy barbecue is a nice big côte de boeuf, which is from our local village butcher. And as we were saying with Sarah when we were chatting in the greenhouse, the Tuscan Italian olive oil is going to work really nicely with this beef. So we're going to use that. We're just going to essentially give a good glug and a good drizzle on the beef like this. Don't overthink it. We're going to rub that in, and then we're going to get the sea salt and pepper on here. As with anything, meat-wise, it's always important to get this out of the fridge at least half an hour, maybe an hour before you cook it, so the meat is a nice room temperature. Next up, good bit of sea salt, and then nice bit of black pepper. Okay, right, let's get it on the barbecue. Oh, you're going to want to close up this, mate. Asparagus 101 with Charlie Irons. So I'm not going to try and teach you anything new here. Hopefully most people know this, but asparagus on the barbecue is amazing. Asparagus, a lot of energy and love goes into growing these little stems. And I think roasting them, definitely never ever boil them or steam them, but roasting them is great, but on the barbecue is just by far the best way of cooking them. We've got a mixture of, because asparagus is coming to the end now, you've got some of the thinner ones, and then we've got some purple asparagus. We're gonna cook those on the big green egg while the meat rests, and then you get the meat juices on the grill onto the asparagus. And of course, we're using a Citizens of Soil olive oil. This is one that we got in the olive oil club, which we subscribe to, which is you get a delivery like this every month, which is amazing. And this one's from Spain. So we're going to use this. This is a nice delicate one. So we're just going to give a nice drizzle of olive oil. As you know, one of the big things that I think people maybe just don't quite understand sometimes is when you're roasting anything, you need a fat. And when you're cooking anything like this, you need a fat. So we've got the olive oil in there. Give them a good mix. Don't overthink it. Nice bit of salt on there. Bit of pepper. And then straight on the barbecue. Okay, when you're barbecuing asparagus, if it's over charcoal like this, just try and adjust the grill so that it's at an angle and lay the asparagus at an angle so that you don't lose your lovely asparagus through the gaps. That's a mistake I've made many, many times. I might even make it now because I'm going to try and put them all on at once. But yeah, you don't want to waste any. Get them spread out. Just an amazing side dish with any meat dish when asparagus is in season. And to be honest, it's a really good way of showcasing the olive oil because it's literally just lovely asparagus, olive oil, bit of salt, bit of pepper. Squeeze a lemon juice at the end, let it do the talking. So we're going to close the lid, open that up, and we're nearly there.
Okie dokie, we're about to enjoy Charlie's barbecue, which you'll have seen some lovely Jake filmed clips of. How's it looking, Jake?
Oh, it looks and smells absolutely incredible.
You've had a sneak peek.
Yeah.
I heard you guys red lorry, yellow lorrying. What was that all about?
Oh, we're just getting Charlie's lips warmed up for speaking to camera. Oh, God. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Really fast.
Oh my
3 or 4
gosh.
times.
Go on then, give us your best.
Honestly, I'm not going to embarrass myself on your vlog, Josie. I can't do it.
Oh my gosh, I won't give it a try. We'll get Sarah to do it later. Here she comes, the queen of the olive oil.
Say red lorry, yellow lorry. Sometimes really quick, sometimes just stop.
Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. It's really hard actually.
Wait,
Yeah, see, it's actually worse than
What
that.
is it?
Red lorry.
Red
yellow
lorry. Oh, red lorry, yellow.
Faster.
Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry.
Red. It reminds me of that tongue twister, yellow leather, yellow leather, yellow leather.
Oh, that's a good one.
I got it confused with the other one.
What was the other one about the lady? Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter Betty bought was better, so Betty bought a bit of butter to make the bit of butter better. That was so good. Anyway, let's decorate the table with some beautiful olive oil. Behind the scenes of shooting a tablescape bit of content. Charlie placing the meat on the table 5 different ways. Finally ready to tuck in. We've got Charlie's herby roast potatoes. We've got an olive oil chimichurri, a Chateau Cote de Boeuf.
Is it? No, just a Cote de Boeuf.
Just a Cote de Boeuf.
We used this one here, which is the rare one, which is the Tuscan one. We have actually used quite a lot of it. And then we've used the one that we always use a lot of, which is the one for Greece. On the asparagus and on the roast potatoes.
Nice.
And then the chimichurri is using the Spanish olive oil that we receive. When was the Spanish one received?
That was just in May, actually.
Oh, okay, so that
Oh.
one. Oh, right, there you go.
A recent
and actually,
one.
that might be the one that's at Strawtop, or maybe Strawtop 2. I can't remember which one I put in which cottage.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's tuck in.
Let's tuck in.
Okay, so we are doing our pudding now, and we've got rhubarb and strawberry ice cream with chopped strawberries and a drizzle of cream and a drizzle of the Greek olive oil. And then for those that don't want the ice cream, we're doing simply chopped strawberries with a dash of the Sicilian olive oil. Who'd have thought olive oil on strawberries and cream or olive oil on ice cream? But let me tell you, it is delicious. Okay, we've just finished our lovely lunch, and to complete complete the olive oil party, we're going to put a drizzle on the dog's food. Oh, Daddy, I love it.
Not sure yet.
Oh, Dexy is. Dexy appreciates good quality olive oil. Well, what a lovely day. So amazing to meet Sarah and Camilla from Citizens of Soil, and what a scrumptious lunch that was, made all the more better with the drizzles of the olive oil. I feel like there are just a million more ways of using a good quality olive oil than I ever could have dreamt of, but I feel very, very full and very, very depleted in social battery. I think yeah, we've been chatting a lot this afternoon, but it's been really, really fun. I've now snuck away to Daylesford, or more specifically to Bamford, because I have got a bit of a treat this afternoon. I've got their new geranium treatment, which is a 90-minute long treatment, heaven. And I think it's going to be a mixture of breath work and massage, discovering the fragrance to a whole nother level, and it's just, the timing could not have been more perfect. It's the end of a busy working week, and yeah, just absolutely perfect. We then have got a team dinner at the Fox at Oddington, which is just down the road, so absolutely spot on timing. But my treatment is in 10 minutes, so let's head on in to the spa.
Well, my goodness, this treatment was absolute heaven. What I didn't realise is that it was a half-hour massage using a body scrub, the new geranium scrub, which smelled heavenly, before an hour-long massage using the geranium oil. I went to another level of deep relaxation. It was pure bliss. I couldn't recommend this treatment any more highly, and such a magical setting.
Look at this, the blue skies have come out after our Pilates. We're getting into the cars. Rory's here. Woo! Just did his first ever Pilates and sound healing. And now we're heading down in convoy to go for a dunk in the lake.
Yeah, I think so.
Good morning, my darlings. It's actually 10 to 12, so only just still the morning. But as you have just seen, this morning started in the most amazing way for one of Chloe's Pilates and wild swim mornings. So because it was a little bit miserable first thing, we did the Pilates in the stable block and sound healing, which was just so relaxing. I just find it so therapeutic, and I really drifted off this time. I brought Rory along, as you saw, which was really, really good fun. And then we did our wild swim in the lake. I think the lake is currently around 18, I think she said 17 or 18 degrees, so it's actually not that cold at the moment. It still takes your breath away a little bit when you first go in. It's obviously much colder than a swimming pool, but not freezing. I have definitely done it a lot worse. But yeah, such a nice morning, always such a lovely group of ladies. We then go, and gentlemen, we then went in the sauna to warm up a little bit, and had some lovely acai bowls afterwards from Brothers of Acai, the highest quality acai from Brazil to your table. And oh my gosh, it was so scrumptious. And yeah, just a really, really lovely start to the day. So I apologise, I've still got yesterday's massage oil in my hair and no makeup on, but I'm not planning on giving myself a glow up at all today, because after I've made my lunch, I'm just going to go straight into the garden. I'm just planning on using up basically stuff that's left over from yesterday's photo shoot. So I've got half a burrata here, slightly cut. I mean, this is a bit gross and I wouldn't feed this to anyone other than myself. It's got a little bit of the remnants of the kitchen garden risotto on it, but that's fine. Parmesan, I've got half a tub of cream, so this is going to be a really rich and delicious pasta dish. I'm probably going to blend in, I'm going to make it like a really creamy cheesy tomato sauce, and of course I'm going to cook it in my bone broth. I also had 6 egg whites left from when I used the yolks in my ice cream, so I've just cooked off the egg whites, and I'm going to chop it up and put it in the dogs' bowls over the next couple of meals, because they love egg whites and it's so good for them. You are lucky babies. Steak yesterday and egg whites today. Such lucky boys. Tiki! My win-win! Now I've got no idea if this is true or not, but someone once told me that when you chop garlic and you're about to cook with it, you should chop it and then leave it to rest for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then it releases even more of the goodness. So I've done that. I have just gone to put a little bit of makeup on. So my garlic has rested. I'm going to fry that off and then carry on the dish. Chili flakes going in. Okay, the pasta has been cooking for a few minutes, frying really. And now I'm adding in a nice chicken bone broth from Freja. This makes it so hearty and full of collagen, full of goodness. And of course, if you've got some veggie scraps in the fridge, you can make your own veggie broth to cook your pasta in. But this is extra scrummy. And now I'm moving it to a higher heat over here. It's a bit better. I've put a bit of makeup on now. So I've got to give the pasta in the bone broth a few minutes. So I thought I would have a little look in the goodie bag from Chloe's event. And she always chooses the loveliest brands, and I feel like if it gets the nod of approval from Chloe, then you know it's going to be a really good one. So let's see what we've got here. The tote bag is from a brand called Seabody, who I don't know much about them actually. Oh, is this a little napkin? Oh my gosh, that is such a nice material. Is this Seabody? Secret linen store. That's gorgeous. It's not dissimilar to my dress actually. That's such a beautiful fabric. Gorgeous. I'm going to have to see if I can get a set of those. That is lovely. 20% off your order. Perfect. Secret linen store sheets. Perfect. Okay, now I know how I can get the full set. What have we got here? Energized Organics, a brand called 𝑭𝒆𝒂𝒕. Oh, a cleansing oil, a facial wash, a cleansing lotion, an exfoliator, conditioner. How cute. I love the colour of these products. It's like an ombre of pinks. How gorgeous, and perfect little teeny weeny travel sizes if I do any more trips with hand luggage only. AcuPips, modern healing. Oh, I've heard about this. Acupressure ear seeds for the relief of stress and anxiety. I've created AcuPips using my extensive knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine. Based on these principles, the ear seeds range offer a natural and holistic way to treat yourself for many different health concerns, using auricular therapy, also known as ear acupressure, designed to use specific pressure point combinations on the ear to work collectively to relieve stress and anxiety. Oh my gosh. They're just these teeny weeny, minuscule little gold, can you even see them? Tiny little gold dots. And then there's some instructions here on where to put them. I feel like I need to really carefully read. Wow. If any of you guys have ever tried ear pips, let me know, because that is truly fascinating. Aha. Ooh. Oh. Myco Pro. This is a mushroom protein powder. Lion's mane and cordyceps food supplement. That will be amazing to put in my smoothie bowls. I'm going to be putting together my smoothie jars very shortly because I need to fill up the freezer for the week, so I'll give those a go. And that's vanilla flavour, so that will be absolutely perfect. Quite a big bag as well, that's very generous. Ooh, hey baby. Oh, tiny little doggy is here. Oh, you're so small. Oh, he just appears around the corner sometimes and he wants mummy love. These we actually handed to our guests at our retreat at Cwmend, and I didn't manage to get one for myself. So House of Chocolate. This is an oat milk white chocolate. Ooh, that's gonna be yummy. With raspberry, strawberry and blueberry. Chloe said they are amazing. Then we've got Chloe's Pilates. If you don't know, Chloe, who's amazing, actually has her own online platform where you can follow classes. You can follow along her classes. Some of them are live, but there's hundreds, 400 plus on-demand classes, so you can get all of the benefits of Pilates from the comfort of your own home, and it's super affordable. So I'll leave the link to sign up to Chloe's online membership down below. Then we've got chaga tea bags. Chaga is a type of mushroom from 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. I don't know how this is going to taste. Be quite interesting. Maybe if it's not that lovely, it could be, you could put it in with a mint tea maybe. And then patchouli and cedarwood heart guest soaps. That's a lovely idea. Oh my gosh, they smell amazing. And the brand is the English Soap Company. What a cute little box. That is such a nice little gift idea. I think that's everything. Ooh. We also had a delicious protein bar from Deliciously Ella, which was so good. Ooh. And then we've got, a crystal cleanser and some little crystals. How amazing, from Made by Earth. It's actually the full moon for me on Wednesday. It's probably already happened by the time this video goes live. Look at this child. He's such a mummy lover. So next time there's a full moon, put them all on a tray on the windowsill or outside to cleanse them under the full moon. I'm going to put you down now, my baby. I'm so sorry. Oh, you're lovely. Ooh, and we actually have Nutriliver. Ooh, milk thistle and licorice tea bags. Biodegradable sachets. I just love how in Chloe's goodie bags you get to discover lovely kind of holistic brands that I'm getting very, very into. So what treats. Thank you, Chloe. And that timing is perfect because my pasta is now cooked and I can add in the yummy bits. I'm going to use that as my napkin. I just opened up that little black envelope, and 𝑭𝒐𝒏𝒕 is a skincare brand. I wonder if they use like seaweed. Quite possibly. So we've got a mask cleanser, a glycan-enriched moisturizer, a day serum, and an overnight elixir serum. Again, really, really handy for putting in gym bags, in little travel bags. I will leave all of these lovely brands linked down below. Gorgeous. Thank you, Chloe. Right, we need some tomato. Okay, we got some broad beans and some purple chard and some pak choy leaves from the garden. Just gonna slice the leaves and finely chop the stalk, and that's going in. Okay, now this is all looking a little bit healthy. So here comes the good bits. Little blobs of mozzarella. I think it's actually burrata, even better. Mozzarella with cream. Oh yeah. Okay, now I know there's Parmesan, cream and burrata in here, but there is also a whole lot of goodness. This is Balance Kitchen Garden bone broth pasta. Oh my gosh. If you've got children, I feel like this would be a great way to pack loads of yummies and goodness in together. Bit more Parmesan to finish. And that is what you would call a hearty post-wild swim lunch. Always a 20 minutes well spent on a cloudy weekend day. I've made 6 little pots, and you'll have seen the ingredients on screen a second ago, but the dragon fruit that we just got from Chloe's retreat, we've got peanut butter, the remaining bits of my raspberry rhubarb acai jam, so a bit of sweetness in there, all the nuts, seeds, powders, frozen berries, frozen banana, frozen avocado, and as I've showed you a million times, what I do is I get one out, let it defrost for maybe 10-15 minutes, add it into the blender with my kefir, and then I fill the glass with water, shake it up, and then tip the rest of that into the blender as well. And that will give me 2 days worth of smoothie. So this is nearly 2 weeks worth. And yeah, it just saves me tons of time in the morning getting together all of those individual ingredients. And now I'll pop these in the freezer. Okay, Charlie is back home from his gym sesh.
What a lovely. We're putting the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 in the gym this morning.
Yeah?
Starting a new political party, mate.
Yeah? You were banging on about politics in the last vlog.
I know, don't worry, I'm not going to now, I'm only joking. It did come up over breakfast, which is always dangerous, but yeah, we are not going to be doing that today. On the subject though, because what we were talking about was small businesses and how they're not supported. And this is a small business that I bloody love.
Oh.
Which is, I couldn't pronounce it for a long time. Yeah, Paste. I know, so it's 𝑃𝑎𝑦𝑠𝑡.
Yeah.
And it's a small family business and they make amazing sauces.
I didn't know.
Look, try me. Oh, so that is, how nice. So they've sent that one as a just try me. Like, we didn't pay for that one.
What flavour?
This is spicy burnt chili sauce, which we actually have already got, and it's really nice in a stir fry. And the thing is, these are nice because I'll read you the ingredients. Now, the only slight thing that we're still nervous about, based on our Sisters of Saul conversation, is rapeseed oil. And they didn't slag off rapeseed oil. They just said about rapeseed oil, it's all about, is it organic and is it cold pressed?
Yeah.
So the refinement is a concern sometimes. But anyway, roasted red peppers, red pepper sugar, red chili, water.
Are you sure that's not red pepper, sugar?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, red peppers, sugar. Red chili, you're right. Water, Scotch bonnet chili, soy sauce, spirit vinegar, salt, corn flour. That's all that's in there. And if you read a lot of sauces, normally you expect to see some sort of emulsifier, some sort of stabilizer, sometimes a gum. They don't have them in these. This is the one we love: ginger and sweet green chili sauce. So they recommend it as like a fresh Thai dipping sauce, or for dressing or stir fry. I will normally, for a treat, stick that on a stir fry with lots of veg, lots of chicken. Not particularly unhealthy, and just flavoursome. And then there's also their sort of star of the show one. Just to be clear, we haven't been sent this. I have purchased these because we love them. And I think they're a small family-run business. This is their classic sweet chili sauce. So how I discovered them was like when we went through our journey of Tim Spectorism, which is his now new name. We looked at all the sweet chili sauces we had, and they were obviously full of crap. And this was the brand that I found that, sweet chili sauce is literally, obviously there's sugar in it, but water, spirit vinegar, red chili, green chili, garlic, corn flour and salt. And that's the thing, because corn flour is essentially
Corn flour's fine.
an emulsifier, is that right? Or is it a stabiliser? It's an emulsifier, I think. So you don't need all these chemically ones. And then another exciting delivery, which is another purchase as well, is from 𝑏EDfolk, which is the brand that it's British bed linen brand. They also do towels and sort of other lovely bedroom related things. But 𝑏EDfolk are the brand that we have all the bed linen in Strawtop Cottages. So both cottages, both bedrooms have 𝑏EDfolk linen. And this is their luxe cotton linen, which we've got for our bed.
Oh,
I should have saved buying this.
It's so nice.
I actually should have saved buying this for you, because 2nd year wedding anniversary is cotton.
You can buy me.
I have already got you a gift, mate. I bet Josie hasn't got me a gift yet, and this is reminding her now. She forgot our anniversary was coming up. I didn't even get a card last year.
No, I got you a card and you didn't get me a card.
Not right, that was Valentine's. You didn't get me an anniversary card, mate.
I'm pretty sure I did, mate.
1-0 Charlie. Anyway.
I did, because we were on holiday.
No.
I definitely did.
Didn't happen.
I did.
Don't think so. Well, I've organised the holiday.
What year is the
anniversary
sausage
holiday?
dog
I paid for the anniversary holiday, mate.
What year is the sausage dog anniversary?
I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this is I guess it's slightly more boring to show you, but honestly, a fresh set of bed linen is just the most amazing thing. So yeah, that's from 𝑏EDfolk, British brand.
So do they do like linen as well? Or
So they do. So 𝑏EDfolk do. That was what we learned with the cottages. One of my first lessons was we bought all that raw linen, almost like, I don't know what it is called. I think it's just called linen bed linen.
Yeah.
And it looks visually beautiful, but it's an absolute nightmare to iron it.
Yeah.
Then you've obviously got to get the team that do the cottages. It takes a lot longer to iron. They said it was taking a lot longer, and they charge us hourly.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest, it also creases, and it is debatable whether people love it. Like my mum and dad's generation are not a fan of that.
Either.
I quite like it, but this is a luxe cotton, so this is super soft. So most of our bed linen is this at Strawtop. And we, I think probably the bedding side of things, the mattresses and the bedding is the most complimented thing at the cottages. Yeah, the most complimented thing. Like people asking questions where the mattresses are from, which are natural mat. People asking about where the bed linen is from, because people tend to sleep really well there. Yeah. And to be honest, I'm not surprised they do, because obviously it is a quiet lane. If you're coming from a city, it is quite a shock, because at night time there's almost no noise. It's just bird song or nothing. And then yeah, we have gone the extra mile to make the bedrooms really, really comfortable. We've also got the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 atomizers in there with the sleep spray and the Bamford sleep spray.
Yeah.
We need to go and stay there soon, actually.
We do.
But anyway, so yeah, it's a little interlude from me, but there we go. 2 British brands, 2 small businesses.
And right in front of you, another British small business.
Smith & Munson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be honest though, I like these peonies, but I much prefer the tulips they do. I know it's seasonal, but the tulips are amazing.
You can't use a peony.
What's next on these then? What's after them? Peonies?
Well, yeah, peonies.
Roses?
Maybe they'll do roses.
Yeah. So there you go.
Boop. Okay, I've had to put some layers on because it's only 13 degrees outside today, May was so much better than June weather-wise, but this is very not chic gardening outfit of the day. So I've got a little strappy, actually this was one of my favorite little vest tops, but it's been in the wash with some of Charlie's jeans, so it's now blue instead of white. So that's a little layering piece. Then I've got H&M linen shirt, H&M culottes, they've got pockets on, or in pockets, little boucle gilet for added warmth from Holland Cooper. I've got my phone in the pocket, and then my shoes, these are of course 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 barefoot, and you guys know my love of, do I have weird tan lines? No, it's just the light. Yes, you guys know my love of barefoot shoes. So much better for your foot health and therefore your posture, your hips, your knees, your ankles, everything. It's worth wearing barefoot shoes or being barefoot as much as possible for your leg health, especially as we mature, but actually even more important for children when their legs and bones and muscles and feet, everything are growing and kind of developing. And yeah, they're the best. And I have to say, when I first discovered 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 barefoot, they had quite limited designs, and some of them were quite dorky, and I just thought, you know what, I'll wear them because they're good for me, but not because I like how they look. But now they've got so many designs, and this design, they're kind of like, I'll take one off. Ugh. There we go. Oh, why did that make me out of breath? They're kind of a hybrid between a workout shoe and a kind of fashion trainer. If I turn this way, the light's probably a bit better. So they've got this kind of knitted material in them, which I really, really like. This is the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 barefoot logo. And then the sole of them, because they are barefoot shoes, are completely, I mean, they're so lightweight. Ooh, literally light as a feather. And then I like these for my slipping on in the house or out the house shoes, because I don't have to bother with laces, and I often wear this style of shoe getting myself to and from Pilates, so I can slip them on and off, and I like the neutral colour of these. I think we've got either a 15 or 20% discount code for 𝑭𝒊, so I'll leave that link down below. These are the Primus Trail shoe. I'll leave these exact ones linked down below, because these are the ones I've been wearing around the house a lot more lately, and they're also really great for workouts. So let's head outside. It's intermittent rain showers, but I need to do some bits in the greenhouse. I need to put up my bean support. Finally, I've been saying I need to do that for the last 3 weeks. My dahlias have disappeared. I think Charlie's put them somewhere safe, but they very much need planting, so lots to be getting on with. So I'm just doing a mega tidy up of this bed, deadheading any roses just as they're about to drop their leaves, taking away any straggly dead heads. We've got some anemones here that have gone over as well, so I'm just gonna snip them back. And Charlie actually just showed me something that I didn't know about deadheading alliums. Obviously, if you want to, if you like the structure, you can just leave them in. But actually some of these, like there's one down here that's actually fallen flat on the ground. And what you do instead of snipping them is actually grab them towards the base and just lightly pull them so that you get the white bottom, which looks a little bit like a spring onion because they are part of the onion family. And this is much better for the bulb, so they'll come back next year as opposed to cutting them. So that's a little, gosh, the birds are so loud. So that's a little tip that Charlie just gave me. So grab them near the base. Oh dear, that was not successful. I held that too high up. So I'm actually gonna plant that bulb again because we want this to come back next year. One thing about alliums is the leaves get very unsightly. So I'm just tidying all of those away. Today I'm doing the kind of ugly garden tasks, not the pretty fun ones, because I've been putting these off for a while, but they need to get done. And then tomorrow I'll reward myself with the fun jobs. Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh, that was just sitting on the surface. 3 allium bulbs in there, so need to plant that up again. brightening up, which is lovely. So I have just been adding in the supports to under the roses to hold them up. Lots of deadheading of geraniums as well. Here's my bucket of loot. And then I hid everything that was a little bit unsightly around here for the photo shoot yesterday. So I'm just putting everything back in the greenhouse, and I'll just give you a quick little update in here. So we've got geraniums, strawberries, tomatoes all doing really well. I think I need to give my tomatoes their weekend feed. This is my second sowing of peas, and as you can see, they're starting to germinate, which is fabulous. We've got a very vigorous tomato here. You can start to remove some of the bottom branches now, so the energy goes up to the main stem. And what else have we got? My second sowing of squash, courgette, and perpetual spinach. No signs of life here just yet, but I've got a feeling after the weekend is out, we might start to see a few signs of life. My calendula is starting to germinate, which is great for my herbal garden, and I'm growing these for pea shoots to put on avocado on toast and things like that, so that's looking good. My little broccoli seedlings, you always want to take away any leaves like this. It just helps the plant to grow. These are microgreens, not doing very well at all. I might put some more soil on top, give them a good water and hope for the best. This is my seeds to sow basket, and I've just kind of left these going. These are actually tomato plants that have started growing by accident. Obviously the tomatoes fell on the soil here last year and started to grow. Maybe I should clear them because I don't really want tomatoes growing out of my bay leaf pot. Tomatoes and geranium down here, looking good. French beans, these really need to go outside today, and I really need to get this Nigella planted out as well. A few cosmos. I planted this whole thing with cosmos seeds, but I think half of them were quite old, so we've got a few cosmos here. We've got a few pumpkins that definitely need to go outside. Geranium, broad beans, second sowing of broad beans. This tomato is flowering, which means it's going to be fruiting soon. And then over here, we've got some seeds that these are the ones that we did with Holland Cooper at Le Manoir. So we've got sunflower, calendula, zinnia, some amaranth, and fennel. Looking good, although I think this looks like spinach. Might have a stray seed in there. Tomato looking good. Geraniums looking good. That'll be a nice little pollinator. A few dahlias out here. Need to get them planted. I don't know why I keep putting that off. Tomatoes. Let's remove these lower stems. And then some Gold Rush courgettes that I planted a couple of days ago. And then a few more seedling trays here in the middle. So it's very busy in here, but that is the way that I like it. So this is really exciting. As of next week, we're actually going to have 3 extra team members in the office. So Charlie and I plus 3 team members, which is really exciting. And last week we were actually interviewing for a new assistant, and she's starting next week. And as a joke, we were kind of saying, wouldn't it be nice to spend an hour or so pottering in the garden? And all the girls were like, actually, yeah. So I've just put together, we've got this like team note where it's like everyone's to-do lists, and I've just put, tell me if you think this is me being totally bonkers or if you think this is the best idea ever. I've put in a section here for optional team gardening jobs for around an hour a day if they want to in the summer months, and the jobs include deadheading roses from around the kitchen garden pergola, which is here. If they don't get deadheaded regularly enough, and you guys all know from the vlogs I'm pretty militant at deadheading, this is what happens. 2 days of not deadheading, and look, it really just gets... Dexy, can you not dig up the raised beds? Please, not helpful. Yeah, it just looks a little bit messy. I'm going to do it all today, but I've put... remove rose petals fallen on raised beds is one of the jobs. Remove deadhead roses from around the greenhouse, front door herbaceous border. There's so much to do, and I thought the girls, if they want a little break from their screens, obviously completely optional, but I'm not gonna lie, if I worked for a job where there was optional gardening for an hour a day, I would totally do it. few hours since those last clips. We got completely rained off. Look how ominous the sky looks over here. My goodness, if I lived in Oklahoma, I'd think there was a tornado on the way. Wow, it was such a torrential rainstorm. So Charlie and I we just watched, I'll put you up here, we just watched part 1, 2 and 3 of, it's called A British Horror Story, all about Fred and Rose West. Obviously we knew the story. If you're not from the UK, you may not know. They're basically a horrible serial killing couple, and where this all took place was actually in Gloucester, and really close to where I grew up. I don't know why I'm laughing. It was horrible. And in 1994, when I was 3 years old, they were discovering the bodies, and I actually remember some of the forensic tents that they put up, in particular the ones in a field in Muchmarkle, which is where they discovered the body of a lady named Anne McFall, who was actually from Glasgow. And because we used to drive past that field when I went to primary school. Yeah, it's really just, every time I watch something more about it, you learn more, and you just, yeah, realise how disgusting and sick they were. Fred committed suicide before the trial even began, and his wife Rose, I think she's actually still alive and still in prison. But absolutely disgusting. It's so weird how, as human nature, we are interested in these like horrible stories. Like, why do we find it fascinating to watch a documentary about murderers? It's a weird part of human nature, isn't it? Like true crime documentaries. Very odd, but that's kept us entertained, I don't know if that's the right word, for the last couple of hours while it's been torrential rain. And now we're going to have fajitas, and I think we're probably going to have a really early night. We were this close to lighting the fire. It's been that kind of afternoon, but I'm going to switch off the vlog. I think it's probably been quite a long one. So I'm very grateful for you for watching all the way through to the end. If you did, leave a comment with the word storm in the title, and thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you are, because that really makes a big difference to me. And if you are subscribed and you're feeling very kind, why not send this video to someone who you think might like it? That would be amazing. Anyway, my darlings, that's all from me. I'll see you in the next one. Good night.